Welcome back to Atmosfearic. I am yet again joined by the lovely Ciaran Nil.
Hello.
And today we will be talking about the mysterious, the amazing, the monstrous world of creatures. And I am super excited for this one. I think out of all of the ones that are planned, this one is actually probably the one I'm most excited for because I love monsters. In every fathomable way, I think they're so cool. And I think that just makes them such an interesting thing. And anytime someone executes a good monster film or game or whatever, I'm just like, I'm so hyped for it. I'm so mad whenever they spoil the monster in trailers too. I'm like, just surprise me. I want the visceral reaction of seeing a big looming monster. Just sounds like something completely different at this point, but
I'm about to say we need to calm down.
I'm sorry. Wrong podcast. Other podcast.
Just started. Other podcast.
Yeah, the After Dark podcast, you know, where we talk
that
about.
Actually fits so well.
What do you mean? What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, I see. I'll remember this. Hifumi will remember this.
You're the one who leaked it, not me.
Hey, I don't know anything about leaking yet, but
I find that highly doubtful.
Anyway, as I think what we've done with the previous episodes, we've kind of talked about the quintessential for us monster media, I suppose. And like, what in your case, what do you think is like the when you think of like a monster film or game or whatever, what comes to your head?
That's a tough one because there are so many good ones. Like monsters in general and creatures are just so good in so many different ways because there's also comedy movies with creatures in them.
True.
Like my first exposure to monsters was as a kid. My dad really liked Abbott and Costello. And there is a classic movie called Abbott and Costello Meet the Monsters, which has Dracula, Frankenstein, the monster, the mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and a bunch of other ones. And Abbott and Costello are a classic comedy duo.
Oh,
so that was my first introduction to monsters.
I didn't actually know that by name. I looked it up, and then seeing it, I'm like, I know what this is, but I did not know that by name.
And then after that, it was Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks. So it wasn't horror that introduced me to creatures. It was more like the comedy kind of genre.
Okay.
And then, of course, you got Gremlins, which is a classic for a lot of people. And I definitely would still call that creatures because it is.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think Gremlins stands out to me as what a creature film can be because it's cute and then it's not.
Yeah.
That definitely is one of those things like different creatures is. You can have something that's completely monstrous the whole time. You can have something that is understood or misunderstood, like in most werewolf movies, like classic werewolf movies, is like a very tragic story half the time.
True.
That kind of gets a lot darker near the end. The original Frankenstein's a very tragic story, but then gets darker near the end. A lot of creature stories tend to be like, why is this happening to me?
That's true. I see. I immediately, like, when I think of like a creature feature film or media piece, the immediate thing that flashes into my head is The Thing. Without a doubt, first thing that I see in my head is The Thing, or, which is actually even the image in my notes, that creature dude from Pan's Labyrinth immediately comes to my mind.
Oh,
at the table, yeah.
I hate that thing so much.
Yes, I was like, this isn't a horror movie, but it is.
One that really messed with me, I think it's just a Crypt TV, like an 8-minute short film, was The Look-See. One of the ones I really enjoyed. That messed with me so bad for some reason.
Oh, that thing.
Yes, so I think of that also because for some reason, just that little short film, I thought was executed so well, it just sticks in my damn head.
They put that thing in Dead by Daylight
DVD. Yep,
yeah.
I think it's a skin for the Doctor.
It is, yeah. I remember when they added it, I was like only playing Doctor for like a week. I was like, that's so freaking sick. I was
Such
like,
a good skin.
it is probably, even probably to this day, my favorite killer skin, I think. Honestly.
I can see that. It's a really good one.
It's a really cool one. And there's also a really nice one for the Skull Merchant, but also it's the Skull Merchant, so.
Yeah, that's not getting touched.
Yeah. I like her like Japanese skin. Where she's like very like yokai inspired, and I think that one's really cool, but unfortunately it's Skull Merchant. So, you know. Yeah. But the thing is definitely up there for me. Of course, like thinking of like creatures and monsters and stuff like that. Anything like Dracula or werewolves or Frankenstein. Of course, those are kind of like manifest by default, because those are kind of just like using the word quintessential again. Monsters, vampires and werewolves and stuff like that. It just immediately something that comes to the head. The classics, yeah. But definitely the thing I think stands out the most in my head, just because that one is such a unique one, I think. As far as at least older movies are concerned, that one is like insane. Like obviously things have tried to replicate the same energy of the things since then, but back then that was crazy. That was actually insane. And it's cool seeing games like Nuclear Nightmare incorporate ideas involving like the Thing and basically building an entire game around that, which surprisingly was outside of the Thing game hasn't really been done, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, it's kind of a missed opportunity for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can be used a lot more. It's again just one of those things where it's like we use the classic 5 different monsters and then that's it.
Yep. I feel like this is like the consistent gripe that I've heard from you the entire podcast series. It's just like you're just like freaking vampires and demons and ghosts and yokai.
It's honestly it's not to go into the other topic for like a later episode. It's why I like mascot horror. It's because I don't care if it's still like an animatronic or some dude in a suit. It's still a different design.
Yeah, it's a different aesthetic. Yeah,
like,
I
it's
get
something
that.
completely different, and I don't have to deal with the same like 3 characters.
Yeah, I'm always very appreciative when I see people do like a monster or supernatural design that is inherently their own. And it's not like it has to be a demon or it has to be something like that, because I feel like that's usually the cop out is like how do you explain this thing existing? Oh, it's a curse, or it's a demon, or it's my great grandmother who killed somebody with a hatchet. It's like it has to be like a ghost, a demon, or whatever. It can't be anything more unique, and that's why like I think the Thing hits me. Pan's Labyrinth with the eye thing I think lives rent free in my head, just because I'm like I've never seen anything like that before. Even icons like that are overdone at this point and niche and at the same time, things like creepypasta like Slenderman and stuff like that are so immediately in my mind just because they're so stand out, as opposed to here's another Conjuring movie. Ooh, yeah. Woo.
I kind of miss classic creepypasta ARG, like how it used to be. So much.
Yeah.
Because there's like the Hat Man, there's Jeff the Killer, there's Slender. There's so many different things that existed in like old school creepypasta that have just faded into obscurity so much.
Yeah.
And I feel like creepypastas most of the time are some of the more original, because it took the whole thing of like scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah.
Where they didn't tell you what the monster was.
Yeah.
They just said, there's a freaking hand in the elevator trying to kill people.
They also, I think the appeal of like older creepypasta too is also like the way that them spreading was like so obscure. Like you didn't really know who the originator of it was, and it kind of added this weird element of like, is this real? Like even if it's like obviously like you're like, oh okay, it's supernatural or something, it's probably not real. Like if you're completely like obviously there's no supernatural or whatever, but it just kind of had that feel of like a lot of them were like they sounded like someone was just saying their first-hand story with it. It's like, this is my experience with Jeff the Killer. This is my experience with Slenderman. And it's like, you can almost be like, wow, is this potentially like an actual like ghost, like a proper ghost story, or is this like completely fiction? I remember like, of course I was a child and a lot more gullible, but there was a YouTube channel named Marble Hornets that
Yep,
released
that was just about-
yep, released a whole bunch of cryptic ass videos in relation to Slenderman, and some of them were kind of mundane and not much happened, and other ones you saw the Slenderman. But I genuinely was like, are these real? Like I was very confused. I was like, ooh, kind of like how kids nowadays are like, is it AI? I was like, is this real? Like I don't know.
Is this real?
Like is this a, because like everything else, especially because everything else that was being uploaded onto like YouTube and stuff like that was pretty just, it's just people playing games and making skit comedy and you know, makeup tutorials and stuff. So it's like to just find this one little weird obscure pocket where somebody's uploading vlogs of the Slenderman coming after them. I was just like, this was fucking crazy. Like I think I found something like I shouldn't have seen. Like,
Oh yeah.
which is such
I
a
have a soft spot for Slender. Like I really, really do.
wish someone did more with it. That's the thing. No one's done what I want them to do with him, I think. Like everything feels like they just kind of hone in on the same bits. It's like, oh, the pages, and oh, he just comes after you, and oh, he'll take your children or something, and like that's like it. I'm like, you could do so much with just this character, and so many cool scares, and so much build up, and no one's really executed it in a way that I felt like was like properly representing that creature.
Did you watch Everyman Hybrid alongside Marble Hornets?
Maybe. Let me.
There were a bunch of different ARGs that kind of all intersected in like that universe. I can't remember the other ones, but Everyman Hybrid moved
Yes.
on from Slender and took their own approach to things, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I remember this. I don't think as vividly as Marble Hornets, but I do remember this particular individual's face. Yeah, like it was such a cool era, and I feel like now, I think a part of it that takes me out of it as much nowadays is like like I said, the appeal of a lot of creepypasta was that kind of obscurity, you not knowing where it's coming from, is it real kind of question if you want to be like, you know, in that mind space. But now it's just like everything's so commercialized that it's just like it's hard to kind of slip into that same space. It's like the moment that something creepy emerges, they're like, and here's 36 plushies and a 8-chapter video game and 3 upcoming movies and
Eight.
yeah, and Gwyneth Paltrow is going to be in one of them for some reason. Like it's just like it's I immediately just think of freaking Poppy, man. But yeah, it's just
Yeah.
that's a discussion for the mascot episode. But
Hey, I think Poppy Playtime is one of the ones I have refrained from playing because I'm not the biggest fan. But that's
Yeah.
again discussion for a later time. The best thing about like stuff like that, because I guess creatures fall into the line of what ARGs are, and I love ARGs. So I will always I think Nightmind is still my #1 watch channel on YouTube next to Markiplier, because he's always talking about some new random ARG that I've never heard of that is so niche, only has like 100 views, and I'm like, I'm gonna go watch this now. Just go right on over here real quick.
that is fair. I think I've dabbled in a couple of the videos, but not like I haven't gone down the rabbit hole. I know like one YouTube channel that I've always like kind of been like following to kind of get that same nostalgia, I guess, that I got from like watching like the rise of creepypasta is the Mandela catalog stuff. That stuff is really freaking cool to me. And again, it has that vibe. It's a more modern take on it, but it has that vibe of the like, is this real kind of vibe, because it's just so inherently just like eerie, and it just exists, and there's no promotion for it. It's just there. And like it's so cool, but I have not really heard much in regards to that, and I haven't really seen too many people even do too much in that same type of analog horror in a minute too, unfortunately.
No, I think the closest thing we're gonna get to that is gonna be what is it? No, I'm not a human.
Yeah.
Coming out here soon. That's gonna be the closest thing
Yeah.
I've seen to that kind of genre.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play that. That's gonna be fun.
I've been waiting for the developer who did shit, what is it called? I always forget the name of it. The Mandela
a
Catalog
weird
Spot
name
the
for a
Difference game. Man, what is it? Alternate Watch? Yeah, Alternate Watch. They never finished Alternate Watch because I guess it didn't feel like it was received well enough or whatever. And then they eventually said that they were going to make some kind of actual full proper other game. So rather than continue to update and add stuff to alternate watch that they were going to do something else, and then I've just been sitting here listening to crickets. I'm like, I'm waiting for it because I was really hoping for them to make something else that also fell into that vein of the in the Mandela catalog specific analog horror, because it's such a mysterious thing. I mean, it's just a bunch of people recounting and having these interactions with what seems to be an angel, which is really freaking cool. And I like when people play with the idea of like the perception of what like an angel is, since if you really look into that, a lot of it has to do with like the biblical stuff and the things you can't fathom, and it kind of starts going into weird eldritch territory with a lot of like biblically accurate angel stuff. So I think playing into the horror of it rather than just romanticizing the idea of angels is a really cool idea, and not a lot of people do that either. Again, they will default to just demons, and I'm just like,
Demon in the house.
it's like you almost get close to it with like The Nun, right? Where it's like, oh, it's like this connection to like faith and like God and all this stuff, but then it's like, no, it's just a demon, and you're like, that would have been so cool. Yeah, it would have been so much cooler if they would have just been like, no, this is an angel, and then played on that, and that would have been so much cooler.
You can't handle my divinity.
You can't handle my sparkles and my wings. Oh
my
God.
1,000 eyeballs.
Like, can you imagine a twist in a movie where you think that it's something kind of demonic for the entire movie and it leads into that, and then the last couple shots is just someone observing a giant, like, biblically accurate angel with all the spinning rings and wings and eyes and shit, and it's just them just, like, descending into madness, and then it just ends. Like, that would just... I would love that so much. I don't know if you ever saw the short film Portrait of God.
I swear, I knew you were gonna bring it up. You showed it to me.
Ah, cool.
That was good. No, that was very good. I loved it because it was quiet. There was no sound effects to it. It was just visuals, and it's so good. It's such a good one.
Yeah, it's just the sound of the projector running and them going through the slides and stuff like that and looking at everything. That's it. There was no ambient music, there was no build up. A lot of the scares were hidden in the shadows and stuff like that, and I'm like, that's my horror right there. Subtlety is the thing. I will say that, and I will die on that hill. Subtlety wins over making a big showing of something.
Yeah, make it creepy. Make it creep me out, unnerving. That's what I liked about Ludo a lot. Was it wasn't so much like in my damn face. It was more just like, okay, this just unsettling every step of the way.
It's even like in Ludo, the sections of it where you do get like jump scared by like the mannequin blanket people. There's not like a loud scream or anything. It just kind of comes into your face and then breaks everything, and then you go to the next scene. Like, it's not like they didn't feel the need to just put like loud scores or jump scare noises in there to accentuate those jump scares. They just kind of existed, and I really enjoy that kind of presentation with it. Now, on the topic of creature features, I do think there is some level of appeal depending on what you're going for. I do think there is some kind of appeal to something more grandiose. Like, I think depending on what the creature is, there's times when it's like, it's nice to have the subtlety, and it's nice to have that surprise and that twist. Like Until Dawn not revealing that there's Wendigos until you're partway into it, as opposed to other things where it's like you almost want to display it. Like I think of like Alien again. Like I feel like we've spoken Alien every single episode.
Oh no, I knew Alien was gonna get brought up.
Oh yeah, it has to. But like Alien's a great example. Like, showing off the xenomorph is that appeal. It's your fan service. You're immediately like, oh my god, it's the fucking xenomorph. But like, that's the appeal of it.
This thing.
Yeah, but then you also have a lot of subtlety throughout the Alien franchise as well, where you'll see something like the alien descending from the ceiling quietly in the background and no one else notices but you. And that's like such a good time, and you're like, someone's gonna die. Someone in this room is about to die, and you don't know when it's gonna happen, and then it just starts mauling people. Like, I've been watching Alien Earth, and it's been a pretty fun time so far. Which I was very skeptical because they keep just going, it's another prequel. And I'm like, oh my god. And this is the prequel before the prequel. And I'm like, please stop. And so like Alien Earth is like before...
Can we prequel a prequel with a prequel?
Yeah, because Alien Earth is literally a prequel to the first movie. And I'm like, okay, it happens before.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't know the timeline. I haven't watched it yet. I usually wait for a series to be fully out and then I binge.
Yeah, it predates the Nostromo, and so it's like it's basically I think it's supposed to be one of humanity's first interactions with a xenomorph. So all of the characters have no intel. Not even the people who work for Yutani are even fully informed on it. Besides specific people, some people do know about the xenomorphs, but it's very select people so far. And so a majority of other people are just kind of like either just off of reaction and procedure handling stuff with the xenomorph, or they just don't know and they get fucking eaten. So it's like it's very interesting to watch, and it's very interesting to see it on Earth, because the whole literal premise of it is that a ship that has a xenomorph and a bunch of the eggs crashes in directly into a main city on Earth, and it's everybody's like first interactions with the xenomorph, and it's very cool to see it. And it's also not like a super beefed up xenomorph, because like later on we get all the xenomorphs that are like, oh, it bred with the predator and it bred with whatever, and now it's like got all these special modifications and evolutions. It's a very bare bones basic bitch xenomorph, so it's also not super bulletproof. It's also not super like resistant to certain stimuli, and so there's like more of a fighting chance from the people, but at the same time, like, there's like a lot of weird stuff that's happening with like Weyland Yutani and stuff like that in the background, and there's a bunch of conspiracy stuff going on. So like, it's very interesting because it almost comes off like to me it feels like watching Dune. It's like it's almost like it's half intense and actiony, but then it's also almost political, because you're watching these corporations try to capitalize on the emergence of a powerful or useful alien, and it's like
yeah.
so it's kind of cool. I'm enjoying it. And they're definitely doing a good job of like showing just enough of the xenomorph without it being like it's on the screen at all times. Like, I don't think I've actually seen a shot so far where I've seen it head to toe. I think everything I've seen so far has been like it's face to face with somebody, you see its tail, you see its legs drop, but like I don't think I've seen a shot where it's just full glory, which is also
glory.
It's not as weird of a statement, it's fine.
There is a hear me out cake hidden somewhere.
There is, I mean,
that is nothing but alien.
Just saying, xenomorph queen. But I digress. It's like it's just such a good build up to it, and I'm enjoying seeing them execute the horror feat of both the subtlety and the actual like display, and I think they're doing it pretty well. I think episode 4 just dropped yesterday, so I think once we're done recording, I'm probably gonna go eat and watch said episode. But yeah, I'm super excited because so far it's really good. I'm fully expecting to be disappointed by the ending, but I'm enjoying the ride for now.
As is the usual.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never fully disappointed by an alien movie. It's like I can be disappointed by like how it affects the continuity or how it affects like in the ending. But it's usually just fun to watch people fight for their lives against this fucking crazy ass predator alien. It's such a cool thing to see. It's just like the idea of like, because I think what's so appealing of like that kind of monster, and regardless if it's the alien itself, is it's that idea of like we as humans see ourselves so highly as being the apex predators on Earth. It's like, we're not the strongest creatures on the planet, but our ingenuity, our smarts, our weapons will allow us to combat anything on our planet. And then immediately being contested by something that says, I don't give a fuck. I'm hunting you, you will die, and you're part of my cycle. I am the apex predator. And I think that's such a cool like premise with it, because like when you look at like vampires and you look at werewolves and demons and stuff like that, they always have such a blatant weakness that it's like, oh, okay, silver bullets and garlic and a stake to the heart, and it immediately makes them a little bit less scary, even if they have a hard time fighting that creature in that piece of media. It always kind of grounds it, but there's always like such a sense of helplessness with creatures like the xenomorph, because there's nobody knows what the fuck to do with it, and they shoot bullets at it and it just keeps coming, and you're like, what do you do? And so it's like,
not stopping.
Yeah, it doesn't stop, and then you burn it and it like screeches, but it doesn't die. And so it's like it's such a cool premise to have, like that kind of just super oppressive, you aren't shit kind of antagonist. And a lot of like creature films I wish had more of that, because they very quickly, like, I feel like a lot of them will have nothing happen, introduce monster A, and then almost immediately find a solution to kill it. Maybe it'll kill like 2 more people, and then they kill it, or they scare it away. And I like that sometimes it's just bleak with those certain like apex predators type monster movies.
It's like everything just dies, like The Descent.
Yep. Oh my god, The Descent. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's always gonna be like, if someone wants a horror movie that I think is just unsettling and just horrific, I think The Descent is one of mine, just because that's not a happy ending. That is in no way a happy ending with what happened. And I like when horror movies do that. Just like, there's just some evil you can't do anything about. But you can't do anything about it. You're just dead. And that's just what happened. And like the false sense of hope that they build up sometimes in like a very good like movie where they're like, yeah, we can kill it. And then dude goes up and just gets his head lobbed off. You're like, oh, never mind.
Yup. It's like more recently, it's a vampire movie, Abigail, was a really fun watch. I don't know if you've seen Abigail yet.
I have not.
It is essentially, sparing spoilers, it's a vampire movie where a bunch of people are tasked with kidnapping and holding hostage a rich dude's daughter. And very quickly they find out the daughter is a vampire, and she starts fucking with them and hunting them in the house. But it's like it's like a black comedy too. So it's funny. The characters have quips where they're just kind of like, seriously, a vampire, like shit like that. Like, you know, it's a fun time. It's a fun watch. But also she is like the apex predator in that space. It's her game. You're in her house, and it's like it does such a good job of having like the stereotypical weaknesses and like either shrugging them away or they are real, but she's still just that strong. And it's such an interesting like movie. It's actually probably one of my favorite more recent movies, because it combines the horror, it combines the grounding that you like the characters, and it also combines like the horror and the comedy, I think really, really well. And unfortunately I don't hear enough people talking about it, at least not within my space, but it is.
No, I haven't even heard about it.
Yeah, it's a really, really good movie. I've been debating on, I think we already watched it in my Discord community, but I think I've been thinking about rerunning it in October, just because it's like one of my favorite, it's just one of my favorite recent movies, and I think it's the only recent vampire anything that has actually been memorable to me, because vampires have been kind of dead, I think, since like, I don't know, since Let the Right One In, basically. I can't really think of anything. Like, I can't think of any of the other vampire publication that's been really stand out. I guess besides maybe the twist in the Dark Pictures game, but they're vampires slash. Okay, yeah, but that's yeah. Yeah.
Let's go back to creatures and comedy.
Yeah, we're going back into the realm of comedy. I think like vampires at their core hasn't really been like anything that's strong. That's more so vampires as a means to drive a joke. But you know, it's been unfortunate. It's like I haven't seen vampires or werewolves in a while, and I think you know, I would love to see a resurgence, but I would love to see for them to be done better.
Like a more modern
setting, a more modern take. Like, you don't have to have it be a vampire that is weak to sunlight, and well, it can be. I think it should be weak to sunlight, but it doesn't have to be weak to garlic. It doesn't have to be weak to, you know, whatever, like a cross or whatever. It could spit in your face when you do that. But like doing it a lot more creepy, I think, is really cool. Like going back again to Abigail, they do it really well with making it so that the vampires are kind of like superhumans rather than being like Dracula from Castlevania, where he has all this dark magic and all this crazy bullshit that he could do. So it also removes the whole thing of like, oh, he turns into a bat and like does all this crazy stuff. Like, instead it's just like you basically just got super strong ballerina vampire girl, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's a cool take on it, rather than like, you know, it having to be like super mysticism and super like, they have to follow these rules. They can't enter their house unless you invite them in, and they have to do this thing. And it's like it does a very good job of making you feel very scared, and it very quickly mocks even the characters for thinking that something might work. And I'm like, and that's really cool. I want to see more iterations on things like that, but go further into the horror because Abigail is a comedy. But I want to see it scary. Like she has her moments where I'm like, ooh, but like for the most part, it's funny. So I would like to see like her kind of energy, but actually done in a proper horror setting. Like what is the last like memorable vampire movie that I can like think of? What was the one where it was like they're like in Alaska? I think, or just
50 Days a Night or some shit.
something like that. Yeah, like yeah, yeah.
Like,
The night, the long, yeah, whatever that is, vampire
like
movie with
I want to
long.
say it was like 40 Days of Night or some bullshit.
Yeah, 30 Days of Night.
30 days. Okay, cool. They didn't even get 40. They got 1 month.
They got 1 month. Yeah, that one is like the last one that kind of exists in my mind, especially because of the whole premise of like, oh, okay, well, vampires' main weakness is sunlight, and then it's like, oh, but they're in a place where there's literally an entire month of nighttime. That's kind of horrifying. Like that's a pretty cool premise, but it's like I can't really think of anything beyond that, and let the right one in that's been as impactful in the last decade, maybe. Granted,
Yeah,
the reception of Twilight didn't help, but you know, you know. We don't talk about that, you know. And I think to some degree vampires are also seen as a little less scary of a thing too, just because of the over infatuation as well with those kind of creatures. Like vampires and werewolves, so many people are so down bad for them that it's just kind of like, how can I see that as being scary? I just want to be like thrown against a wall by a big werewolf, mommy. Like it's like, so then you immediately see a werewolf and it's just immediately derailed as being something that's like actually horrifying. Yes.
You thinking about hairballs there?
Yes, yes. Yeah. Yeah. But it's like
I was about to name this episode too, Monster Fuckers Anonymous.
yeah, I
But
mean
it's gonna happen regardless.
it's I am a pure innocent boy. Pure innocent. I am pure innocent. Don't go to my other Twitter. I am pure and innocent.
Stop leaking your shit.
Leaking, it's already there. What do you mean? It's not a secret. Just don't go there. If you don't go there, if you don't actually perceive it, then it's not real. But
That's not what you truly want.
see, for the sake of branding, I do want that. For the sake of, I also don't care. You know.
Moving back to creatures.
Back to creatures instead of my features.
Another, like, going back to like originality and features, I think another really good one for me will always be SCP.
Yep.
And because of just people making some of the weirdest freaking things, like a key that opens a door that takes you to an alternate reality where only this one monster exists to hunt you down. There's just so many cool things that people have made in SCP, and some very weird things, some very disturbing things, but they're all so original. Like, you have man-eating houses that are alternate realities, homicidal ice cream trucks. There are so many damn amazing things that people come up with for the SCP Foundation. And, like, in more recent years, the Backrooms. Because the Backrooms has kind of turned into this more original content and creature displays, with the different floors of the Backrooms being completely unique and written by people.
Yeah, it's taken the premise of the individual like SCP kind of thing and just been like, but what if there's just a space that houses things like this, rather than just like a facility or something, which I think is pretty cool. That being said, I think that it's still a bit overdid. I think, at least because a lot of people aren't doing things that are unique. I think is what it is. Like, a lot of people are just like, it's the same exact rooms because they're just going with what's trendy, and a lot of the games don't actually even
Oh,
have creatures in them. But
no, I'm talking about the written database, not the videos.
oh, okay, or the games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a whole written database of the back room of people creating like SCPs, but in this new different space.
Okay.
And I love those. I don't watch a lot of backrooms content because after I saw the same yellow fucking walls for the 100th goddamn time, my repetition radar went off and I fucking checked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah, it's SCPs in that kind of like environment's also really really cool. That actually immediately makes me think of another game, what's it called? Home Safety Hotline.
Yes, that was another one of those kind of like analog creepy. I never played that one. I know you did. I know you did.
I think you should play. I think that'd be a fun one for you.
Okay.
It's a good one because it does give you that kind of thing, but it's like from a different perspective because it's like you're not in danger from the SCPs, but you're getting
Someone
phone calls.
else is.
Yeah, so you're getting phone calls, which your whole job is to literally give them the information that they need to not die from whatever it is. And half the time it's rats and it's bees and it's wasps and it's termites. But then the other half of the time it's like, oh, it's something that's going to kill you, and it's like. And it's such an interesting thing because you gotta sit here and play like detective, trying to figure out, is it actually something threatening or not, and then give them the proper information. And it's a short play. It's not like super long, but I know that they also had they added like an endless mode, and they also added like a holiday update that has Christmas themed creatures, or holiday themed whatever. So there's like like frost giants and stuff like that and whatnot. So like
Oh,
and like
yes,
a and like
the
a
Jotuns are here.
yeah, and like a Krampus themed thing and whatnot. But it's a really cool kind of thing within that same SCP space, and it was cool to see somebody do that and do it from a perspective that's not just like, yes, you're in a building you shouldn't be in and there's a thing chasing you. It's like it was a pretty interesting way to kind of disconnect you from it and kind of put you in a like a combination between like existing SCP media and also like I don't know, like a Papers, Please kind of setting, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
So that's a really really good kind of SCP-esque game, and I would love to see someone actually do like a SCP version of it. That'd be fun, and see some actual like familiar faces in the SCP space, which
Oh, Larry.
like the guest.
Oh, no. No, I don't want that.
Yeah, the guest.
I don't want
The thing
that.
they can't do anything about.
Just creepy, man.
It
Just
is,
staring.
and the crowd and the flesh that hates. Goodness, such a good time. Again, another era of people coming together and together making like an interesting collection of creatures and beings, and it has that same, for again better lack of a word, the is this real kind of idea, that kind of thing where you can immerse yourself in like this realm that's being created. I think is a really cool thing that SCP also did, similarly to the uprise of creepypasta. I mean, clearly they inspired SCP. But it's like I don't think we've really recreated that spark as much because everything's so commercialized now that it's just everything's about selling something rather than actually creating something that's just genuinely fucking terrifying.
As I look at my giant Mothman plushie behind me.
That's so cute sounding. It's like, I would love to see more cryptids in media and stuff like that. I don't know why we don't do cryptids. I don't know why these things aren't, why do we not have like Mothman, like, mainstream movies? Why do we not have,
We don't have Mothman games either.
Mm-hmm.
The only game I know of Mothman being in really is Fallout 76.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Like, there's not really, it's not really a thing. And I'm like, Mothman inherently, because I freaking love it, was considered to either be a bringer of destruction or a bad omen when you talk about the gate collapse and the bridge collapse and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of things that people are just like, oh, When you see Mothman, it's a warning that a tragic event is going to happen, or he's going to bring about a tragic event and kill everyone because he's there. There are so many different things, and now it's just like, oh yeah, the benevolent Mothman grants me an XP boost from a lighthouse in Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me. You don't even have to really do much for a character model for a monster that's Mothman. Just some bright, glowing, fucking red eyes and wings.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it, and just like stalking you, like a easy creature to stalk you in the night, where you catch glimpses of these red eyes and you hear the rustling, the flapping of the wings.
Yep.
And you're being stalked through the woods. Easy.
It would be so good, and yet, no. Like,
nobody touches Mothman. It's weird.
It is really weird, and it's like the same with like I was really excited. Okay, excited is a strong word. I was cautiously optimistic when they announced that they were making an Until Dawn movie. And I was like, oh, cool.
I was nothing.
We're going to get Wendigos in movie form. I mean, they have the blueprint. They could even get the fucking same actors, basically. Actually, maybe they're too old now. I don't know. But they could have maybe. And they get these people together. They do just follow the script, like literally just follow the game. Add some little additional Easter eggs or something here and there, and just make it a movie. Make me see someone actually in actual makeup, being a goddamn Wendigo, in this Until Dawn movie. And instead, they were just like, hey, what if we make some weird wannabe Deathloop movie? And I'm like, oh, come on, man. And we're gonna have the Wendigo in like one scene, and the scene that has like the Wendigo in it was fucking metal as hell. I was like, hell yeah! But it's like there for like 6 minutes. Like it's like, okay, cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to hear. Whoa, my time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the biggest disappointment. Like, I had fun watching it for what it was, but it was like, this is not an Until Dawn movie. If you would have marketed this as anything else, it might have been actually like a half-decent movie, but going into it with the expectation of anything meaningful involving Until Dawn, it wasn't. Like, the only thing that was Until Dawn related was like that they had references to like the Mask and the Wendigos and stuff like that, and then that there was a whole like therapy angle that was happening, like it was with Until Dawn and whatnot in the Dark Pictures games. But it was just like, man, like you have a blueprint. Like, it's like the Dark Pictures games have not been doing that great, especially with ending. You have this blueprint for your most successful work, which is Until Dawn, and all you have to do is follow it. Literally, all you have to do is keep your excitement in place.
Like, even keep the campy, cheesy lines and dialogue in everything.
Yeah, just make
bar for bar, word for word. If you just follow one track, it's like what, 2 hours?
Yeah. I don't know why they feel like so many people, and it's not just even just that studio, just people in general. They feel the need to reinvent the wheels when they have something that fucking works. Just execute on what works. You don't have to be some big, super monumental, this is the most amazing twist, you never saw it coming, like, moment. Just give me the damn monsters. Like, just make me scared. Make them scared. Like, why do you need to reinvent the wheel or have the biggest M. Night Shyamalan twist that you need to have in your freaking thing? Like, just give me a monster that is just systematically killing off everybody that you introduce me to. Have a solution. Don't, you could not too. Just escape it. I don't know. Like, you could, like, you don't even have to be able to kill it. Just be like, oh, there's a vampire killing people. Cool. It killed everybody but 2 people. They get out. Cool. That's it. It doesn't have to actually be doesn't have to be grounded. Doesn't have to be like understood. That's another thing too. When they try to understand creatures, I'm like, you don't have to. It could just be a thing that kills. Just let it be a weird thing that kills people. Like,
where did it come from? I don't know. We're all dead. Who cares?
Who cares? It killed my friend immediately. And we don't know what's going on, and I don't need some exposition from some 67-year-old woman who's like, this is back when I was a little girl, this thing ravaged this town. It's like, I don't care. I legitimately don't care. I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to leave.
It's returned again. It's gonna kill everyone and take the crops and steal the wood.
My brother, at the cost of his life, killed it, and I guess it came back again, and his cycle repeats. And it's like, oh. Man, I don't care. Just kill things.
If there's a monster, we're all dead. Okay, I want to leave. I don't care where it came from. I care about where I'm going.
Yeah, it's like, again, change it back. Alien. A lot of those movies are just kind of like, there's a thing on the ship. We don't know what this is, and it just starts killing people. And most of the understanding of the movie is just them trying to be like, how do we survive it? And less of where did it come from? What is this thing? They're just kind of like, okay, it reproduces like this. It does this. It's weak to this. Cool. That's it. That's all they needed to know. They're just trying to get the fuck out of this situation.
Also, just calling it alien, calling it like an unclassified, we don't know what it is kind of movie of like, oh no, it's a creature. It's a fucking creature. That's, oh my god. Main thing in a creature feature. It's a creature. You don't need to know what it is.
What? That's crazy.
You don't need to know what it is. You could confuse something like. So I loved Prometheus. I did not watch any trailers. I didn't watch anything. My buddy and I went to the movies, like to saw it in theaters when it came out. I did not know it was an alien movie until the very end of that film. Because you don't see like a face hugger or anything until the very end. And I'm just sitting here like, wait, that, like you talk about like showcasing the alien. Yes, by all means, showcase the xenomorph. But they did the subtlety of it so well in Prometheus. I was like, what the fuck is this thing? And I absolutely loved that. But again, we didn't know what it is, and even in the end, nobody else knew what it is because they were all dead.
Yeah. It's such a good good thing. Also, another good one is Cloverfield. The original.
A good one.
Just kind of, again, the unknown for a majority of it, and then you just learn just enough by the end of it. And you mentioned The Descent earlier. I guess again, Pan's Labyrinth is another good example.
I want to see more movies execute with the Fey realm, like Pan's Labyrinth did.
Yes.
Because Fey can be anything, and in like any legends, any lore, it's just you have so much to work with there. I would love to see more Fey themed horror games. I think there's a few. What is that one? I know one game. Bramble and the Mountain King is like that side-scrolling, kind of Little Nightmares-esque game. That's kind of similar to stuff like that. But there's not a lot done, and I've noticed it's a lot more in like more like Eastern European films if you want people to use the Fae as like the creature or what they're going with. And I think that's a very missed opportunity for a lot of people to just do something completely wild.
Have you played Resident Evil 8?
No.
Okay. At the start of Resident Evil 8, there is a story that Mia tells her daughter, which is like this weird kind of
I know the entire story of Resident Evil 8. I've had the entire thing.
Oh, that's fair. Well, there's like this weird like okay, so Miranda but reads
I heard you choke on me. I was like, I know who the bitch is.
Yeah.
Okay?
She reads a story to the baby that is essentially like this weird tale of like a little girl going around and stumbling along these special creatures, and she keeps kind of like just taking things from them. But like the story itself was like very interesting because I was like, damn, I kind of wish this was just a game. Like obviously I don't want this to be Resident Evil, but like I want like whatever this premise is of just like this small child kind of running into this world of Fae and these weird creatures, and they all have like this weird operation, and she can't communicate with them, and like it kind of just seemed like it's such an interesting setup for like a horror story. And I was like, this is actually kind of cool. Like I really wanted something with this. It's such a cool idea, and the idea of also having things outside of it, like even if these creatures that the character's interacting with are benevolent, it's like it'd be interesting to see the opposite of that. And it kind of again took me back to like Pan's Labyrinth and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I really want this setting, like this mysticism. We don't really explore mysticism a lot in creature features outside of just like possession or like demons and stuff. Like there's not really too much mysticism.
Sometimes we get a witch. Sometimes.
That's even like something I would love more. Give me a Baba Yaga witch. Like that's
It's
actually
one of the rarest type of things used in horror media. Like, and that's for something that is so popular. If you think of every piece of like witchy media, it is never evil unless you're talking about the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Every other witch in media is in like, I think the worst one is in Hocus Pocus. Like the sisters are like some of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Every other witch in most media, there are of course some like straight to Netflix, straight to DVD kind of films that have like witchcraft in them.
Yeah.
You have The Craft, which is a great one. The Witches of Eastwick is one of my favorite films with Jack Nicholson. That's a really, really good one. But you don't see that kind of approach in like a full-blown horror setting.
No,
At
absolutely
all.
not. And it's if they do use the witches and they are like evil or at least malicious, they just place like a curse. That's all they do. They just go like, oh, you have a death curse on you now, or like there's a demon chasing you now, and like that's it. And I'm like, there's so many interesting things that you could do with it. Like imagine the witch like literally conjuring like druidic constructs and stuff that are chasing people down, like these weird treant things or whatever that are just pursuing them, and like these cool little things. Like no, absolutely not. It's not that. It's just instead she's just pricking a voodoo doll or or sending her demon master after them, and it's like, oh man, like.
Or she shows up in the beginning of the film, does her thing, and then just fucks off for the entire thing while they try to survive.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's such a missed opportunity to have like an actual perpetual witch antagonist kind of thing. That's why like what was it called? The Accused or the Accursed. Was such an interesting movie because it's the only horror movie that I've seen in recent times that actually uses a recurring witch plot. But like it was interesting because the whole idea is that there's a family of witches that are cursed by another witch, that they have a death curse on their family. And so like the whole movie is like this weird tug of war between the mysticism of the protagonists against the mysticism of the antagonists, rather than it being just like there's a curse and people are like, at the will of it. It's like instead everybody's well aware from the start that there is a curse on their family, and they're trying to do everything they can with their magic to contest that magic. And so it uses like witchy stuff as the actual driving plot, but the protagonists actually use magic themselves, and it's not just like be gone, demon, like just burns a effigy or something. Like it's not just that. Like they're genuinely, they put up wards, they put up like actual protection spells, they fight the demon, they fight the witch, and like it's like it's cool. I'm like, it was not the best movie, don't get me wrong, it was like definitely like a fucking like 4 out of 10, but like the premise, the idea that was there was something I had never seen before, and it gives me like that one of those things where it's like it's not necessarily a great movie, but I respect the fuck out of it because it did something so unique and something unexplored. Like even just adding the fact that the protagonists are able to use magic is such a rare and non-existent thing in it, outside of like maybe like that final plot device where a character picks up some magic staff and shoots a demon with like a fucking mystic laser from the staff. Like
Fireball!
Outside of that, you don't see like a protagonist actually using like fighting fire with fire, and that whole movie was fighting fire with fire. It was really cool to see.
I find it really funny that one of the pieces of media that has done creatures the best is Supernatural.
Yep.
I love Supernatural. I'm not even gonna freaking lie. I'm literally re-watching it right now. I think I'm already on season 10. But like watching through it again with like not rose-colored glasses and going through it and seeing what's going on, they have done more creatures and justice to other creatures better than most media has in general.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, wait, what the, like say what you want about like Supernatural as a series, how it ended, how it continued to go. What they did for the actual characters and the monsters that they portrayed, and how many unique ones they used. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, they touch cryptids. They use cryptids in their series. Like,
oh, they use everything. Nothing was off limit.
Yep.
Like they in that world, every single god existed, every single deity existed, every single the creatures existed.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like when one comes up and it's like, okay, what the fuck is this one gonna be? Oh, it's Tulpa, cool.
And it's also cool when they like, you can see their gears moving too when they're like, is it just like a demon? No, it's not like a demon. And they're like, what is this? And then it's like, oh, interesting name here. I mean, there's literally Bloody Mary and there's like, you know, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, that's so cool. And like, again, nobody does this. Nobody does it. And I'm just like, it's so painful that nobody's like, I think, and Devil's Advocate, it is a lot more ballsy and you don't know if you're going to hit the right market going on something that's a lot more niche. It's a lot easier to just be like, vampire, demon. Everyone knows what those are. You don't have to explain it to anybody. You don't have to like do any type of special work. Anybody who's a fan of a type of monster immediately recognizes and goes for those kind of media. So going into those ballparks is something that's, you know, a little bit riskier. But like, what, you want to just make another Conjuring film? I take another jab at it again. But like, holy shit! Like
you're right. Like the first 2 or 3, I think it was. I can't remember when I stopped caring.
It was the second one for me. After that one, I was like, I'm good.
I think it was for me too. I don't even think I've seen the third one.
They drew me back with The Nun because I liked the aesthetic of Valak, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And so then I kind of watched that one, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I never really cared about the Annabelle stuff, and then it was just like, okay. All right, now we're on like the 3rd Nun movie. We're on like the 5th Conjuring movie. We're on like the 3rd Annabelle movie, and they're all connected. And it's like, ugh. I'm like, I can't be bothered.
It's just turning into Paranormal Activity all over again.
Yep, it had a good formula for its first couple movies, and then it was just like, yeah, all right, anyway. It's just, it's one of those disappointing things. It's again people just again. Overly commercializing something that's really cool.
Another thing I want people to see explore more is Eldritch horror.
Yep.
As far as games go, there's not really a shortage of Eldritch horror. In fact, right now, I think we're at a pretty big resurgence of Eldritch horror video games because I've seen a lot coming out. I've seen a lot that have come out recently. As far as movies go, none.
Well, there's a couple, but they are infrequent. There's some that are semi-frequent, recent rather, not frequent. Recent. I don't know if you've seen The Void.
I did.
Okay, there's The Void. There's The Ritual. There's the Banshee chapter. There was
The Ritual.
I think there was one called Underwater. There was the Deep Ones. There was the Empty Man.
The Empty Man?
Yeah, that was one of them. I don't know if I'd really consider that good. There was the Endless. There was, I think. Am I thinking of the right movie? Annihilation, I think. Like there's some instances of it. I mean, you can kind of, to some degree, kind of consider Hellraiser in that realm.
You are. No, I don't consider. I can see how you would consider Hellraiser in that round, but I don't. I don't think I do. I think if you tell me Eldritch, I think of like the Deep Ones and like a lot of Lovecraftian lore.
Yeah.
King in Yellow, stuff like that.
Yeah. But like,
I think Hellraiser's more just like
sex demons.
Yeah. Everything, because they kind of, the whole thing is like they're, what is that, demons to some, angels to some, as like one of the things that they
well, that's kind of why my brain kind of went a little bit eldritchy, because especially because it wasn't just like, oh, they're actually from hell. Like they don't really ever really properly refer to that area as hell.
They don't really, They're kind of in the like limbo almost, but
They're literally just incarnations and zealots of pain and pleasure. That's their whole thing.
I'm really excited for that game. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited as hell to see Hellraiser come back, because the last one they had was that found footage film they did like what 5 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm. It was also the one with the female, like, demon one. The Hellraiser show, I think it was, or whatever it was. I forget what it was.
Oh, I didn't watch the show. I did not watch the show.
It was okay. Yeah, we had the female Pinhead basically. It was okay. I mean, I'm not like super into Hellraiser, but it is something that I've consumed like all of it though.
I think it's a cool concept.
Mm-hmm. I think it is.
It's like it's one of those things where it's like it's not fully something I'm going to check out. I'm interested in, I think, but it's one of those things that it's so unique.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as a concept and idea goes, and also like there's no understanding about who those creatures are or what those creatures are. No one fucking knows.
It's just nope. It's just suddenly like sometimes people disappear and they come back and they're like now they're weird pain sex bot, and it's like and they just come from another realm.
I found a box. I got wrapped in a chain. You know, maybe I'm about it. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
There's
know. Just people here watching me.
Yeah, and then I disappear for a bit. I come back and I'm like the box, the box. You opened it and I came. It's just yeah. It's. They do. I do think Eldritch needs to be touched on more, but I don't want to just see mass production of Cthulhu, because that's not all that Eldritch horror is. Even though I think that's immediately what people think of is like the ocean and tentacles and Cthulhu and whatnot. Like there's so many different Eldritch entities. Like Cthulhu is just one of them. Cthulhu is just the concept of slumber.
Made popular.
Yeah, he's literally just the concept of slumber, and the irony is Cthulhu's like the one you don't want to exist, because if Cthulhu's awake, he destroys. That's his whole premise, is that he wants to go back to sleep, and so when he's summoned or is dragged into existence, he's trying to snuff out whatever the fuck woke him up, so he can go back to sleep. And so like he's the one you don't want to have around. I mean, not that you want a lot of other ones around, but that's why like Sabrina, the latest Sabrina series, had a bunch of Eldritch things in it, and that was cool to see.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, they literally have like some of the Eldritch entities in Sabrina, and I'm like, that's sick. It's not, and it wasn't just like demons like you'd expect because of contracts with hell and stuff like that. So.
Oh yes, the demons. We're back to demons.
We're back to demons. Demons. It feels like
everyone comes back to the D.
I feel like an old man shaking my fist at the air, going, "The demons, the demons, the demons are back." It's just I want to see
the demons in my brain.
I think maybe that's my appeal for SCP-2, because it kind of gives that kind of Eldritchy vibes. A lot of stuff.
Some of them definitely do.
Because they're just like these, like the Eldritch is just the weird. It's the weird. It's the unexplained. It's the like, that's kind of what makes a lot of stuff Eldritch. Is just it's these embodiments that just are. They just are. They can't be explained. They drive insanity, and like that's kind of it. And so much of SCP culture is just like that. It's just like, it's a box, and if you touch it, it does this, and you're like, why? And it's just like, I don't know.
It just do.
It just does. And it's like, oh, okay, where did they get it? I don't know. It was in someone's house at one point. It just was in someone's house. It's like, yeah.
I got it at a garage sale.
Yeah, I got it at a garage sale. It fucking, I put on this gas mask and I see horrors. It's great. Don't worry about it. It's like, that's such a fun appeal. It's like, I don't need to explain anything about it. It's just like, it just is. But yeah, there needs to be more uniqueness in creatures in media, and they just. I think it's actually probably one of the most disappointing genres for me, just because so many people, at least in movies, I don't think or shows do it unique enough. Like games, sure, people do a lot of shit with creatures, but
yeah, we have a lot, and like it's not like there's a small amount to pull from. There's a vast well of different creatures to pull from. There's so many. There's even ones that get made up randomly throughout the day. Like there are cryptids that are just completely stupid, made up, and they just exist.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
no reason. Like
I
the
mean,
hairy fish.
I mean, look at a great location to just pull cryptids from, or similar things to cryptids. Japan. Yokai are literally just a bunch of amalgamations of just really weird cryptic ass shit.
Just grab the creepy umbrella thing.
Yeah, like there's so many cool things. Like I don't know if you are still at all following Dead by Daylight.
Oh, the one they just released. The
the Crossaway or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would like that's their first like proper like horror creature in a while.
Yeah, I think
I was excited actually. I was like, wait.
I think the last edition that they had that actually hit me in a similar way was when they introduced the Dredge.
I love Dredge. I think Dredge and Knight are my favorites.
Yeah, and the Dredge is just like, what is Dredge? Okay. It's just this shadow entity, and it's like, okay. And it makes everything nighttime and preys on people and it absorbs their being into it. Oh, that's cool. that's sick. I don't need it to just be a random Korean serial killer, man. Just give me like that. And then they just then they drop the
Dredge do.
He drags you into the soup.
Into the locker we go.
Into the locker soup. Like, and now
7 minutes in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all it takes. But then, yeah, now you have the Crossaway, if that's how you pronounce it. But that thing's sick. It literally, it's gory, and they don't do gore in DVD. So I'm just like, it's literally a woman splitting in half, and then her innards in her head are just floating there and stabbing you, and then her Mori literally beheads you, and I'm just like, damn. I'm like, can we now take the same energy and go back? Can we go back to
everybody, please?
Yeah, can we go back to Huntress and make her actually like hack you up? Can we go back to the chainsaw killers and have them saw you in half? Can we go back to Trapper and have his bear traps just crush your skull? Like, oh, it would be so nice. In a dream. But like,
yes,
DVD again, another amazing creature that they actually added that I forgot about, the Unknown.
Yeah, the Unknown is a really good one too.
He's just that one's an Eldritch thing. It's just,
Where's it from? What it do? It exists.
Yeah, it just kills people and kind of assimilates their likeness and their speech patterns, and that's just kind of all it is. What does it do? It literally hunts you down if you know it exists. I believe that was its lore. It's literally just like, if you know about it, you die, essentially.
Yep. Don't believe in it.
Yep. Just
forget about it.
Yep. Forget about it, and you're safe. But if you know it's real, then it knows you exist, and it wants your booty cheeks. So, and none of the fun way. What?
Always the fun way, and you know it.
I don't think that thing's trying to do it in the fun way.
I mean, you're right. It does spit.
It does spit. It doesn't swallow.
No commitment.
No commitment.
Commitment issues.
But like those are like the only three standout creatures I think in DVD that I'm like, yeah, those are good. Like those are proper like monsters.
I'm genuinely trying to think.
Correction. They're proper monsters that haven't been heavily done. Let me phrase it like that, because Sadako's cool. The spirit's cool and all that, but they're Onryos. Like they're everywhere.
I do very much love the because he has the Minotaur skin. It makes me happy as hell.
That's cool. Imagine if they just had instead just added a Minotaur.
Oh, that'd be great, because that's how you play him. You charge down people. And can you imagine a labyrinth map?
Oh, that'd be sick.
That'd be so good.
That'd be so sick. Especially with how they have like tiles in the game, and like how the tiles change as you load into them, like the map, it's different configurations. So it's like, now just imagine the labyrinth, but now it has different configurations. So you go like, oh, okay, this is the way to shack, and then you just hit a wall and you're like, oh, never mind. I think they'd have to balance it though in a way that there's either like a way that you can tell the shaping of the labyrinth, or that there is a way to get out of dead ends. But I think still aesthetically and having that idea would be really, really cool.
Mhm.
For sure, for sure. But um yeah, I don't know. This is just the more we talk about this topic, the more I'm just kind of like, oh damn, I'm so depressed that there's not really like good
It's the
creature.
same
There's
thing.
not good modern creature movies, man. Like,
Well, I think again that's why I kind of went away from watching a lot of. Well, it's like, yeah, horror movies are nice to like get that quick little scare, but I feel like horror games, they're not afraid to like do some of the random ass shit.
yeah,
Like do some of the dumbest things or some of the scariest things. And I've definitely, like, my library of horror games is ridiculous. Even for like just free ones, even for just like a quick little 15-minute game, I've enjoyed more than a lot of recent horror movies.
mm-hmm.
Just because there's variety.
Yeah,
And I will admit, I do I do love when there's a bunch of like indie devs who use the same assets, so same ghost model. It makes me laugh so fucking much.
it's like, oh my god, it's like that one house that everybody uses in every horror game, and every time I see it, I'm immediately ripped out of the game because I'm just like,
Is that the one from Faz? That's in, like,
from
one
Ghost
of the
Watchers.
Phasmophobia ones? Ghost Watchers, yeah.
It's the main house in the first level of Ghost Watchers. That asset is in everything. Like, I have seen so many recent games that have that exact tile set, and then I'm immediately like, okay, and then you go here, and there's a bathroom here, and then there's a room here, and I'm just like, it takes it out of the horror a bit, because immediately it's like, it's such a familiar location that it almost exists as like, oh, this is my house. I'm in my house. Like, I'm so familiar with this place.
Where I am.
I know where I am, and like, yeah, sometimes they change like the aesthetic and they change like some of the layout, but it's like I already know all the tiles, so the moment I see the tiles, I'm just like, oh, yeah, this is the laundry room, and this is the master bath, and this is the whatever. Like, there was a game recently that a lot of people were playing called like Dead Cam, I think. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
Where they had the killer had like the camcorder and they were live streaming the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That game is also in that house, and so the entire time, and it's like it's basically unmodified too. It's exactly the same as Ghost Watchers, and so the whole time they're just going through the house, I'm just like, and then I'm like, I'm looking at the background of the camera of the possessed person, and I'm just like, okay, they're right now in the second living room, and they're walking down the hall, which means they're about to go upstairs, but the person I'm watching doesn't know that. And I'm like, my god, I'm like, this house is everywhere, and it's nice, you know. I mean, good business for that person who made that asset.
Made that asset.
Whoever made that asset's getting. I mean, that house is also used in I think it's also the template for what is that porn game? House Party or whatever.
House Party.
Yeah,
that.
I think it's the same. I think that's the same house. I think
it is, because I remember people talking about House Party's house being everywhere.
Yeah, and so like it's just like, again, it's like, it's even in a porn game, man. It's even in a porn game that people played on YouTube, which I'm really kind of realizing how weird that is. But yeah, it's just,
Game Grumps have a lot of episodes on it.
They do have a lot of episodes on it, and they actually included a lot of stuff compared to, I think some other YouTuber, Mark or Jack or something, also played it, but like they didn't do those parts. So yeah,
Well, the Game Grumps are actually in it.
Yeah, the Game Grumps are in it, and so is a couple other YouTubers that I'm less inclined to know. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I was just like, my god, I'm like, this house is just everywhere. I'm curious. Let me see if I could find the house. I want to know how much this house is worth. Ghost Watchers house map. Let's see, asset. See if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. Okay, the devs used Unity demo maps. Okay, cool. I understand this. It's just people.
Unity demo maps.
Yeah, and
It's free.
It's people whining about them using assets. I'm like, who cares? The abandoned house is needed. Okay, this is. I'm determined to find this. I'm determined to find this. I don't know.
If it's a demo asset, then it's probably free.
Yeah, Unity store assets. Unity asset store. I don't know if it's the one that's free or if they use other stuff. Wait, what was that?
This is the rabbit hole we're going down.
This is the rabbit hole we're going down. You know, I'm totally here for this rabbit hole. I don't know how to navigate this website. I don't know how to navigate it at all. Okay, here we go. Okay, we found houses. I don't know why it's taking so long to load the actual images of the houses. Oh, there's the Kowloon walled city is here. That was used in that one game. Really? It's actually a Unity asset, yeah.
Welcome to Kowloon was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. 3D vegetation, 3D animations, 3D. Look at this website.
I don't know, man. There's a lot on here.
Frequently used horror house assets.
The amount of different types of searching you have to do to find the one thing you're looking for.
I am gonna find this. I am the master of finding things. I always find what I'm looking for, and I fucking did. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go. Damn it. So how much is it?
It is actually, for some reason, this page is European, but it is 91 pounds. So it actually does cost some money. But
damn.
But $100 bucks, 100 buckaroos, for a house that's modular and you can customize and update, I don't think is that bad, considering a lot of people have used it for their games. I mean, that game captured that I played. That's that's also in this house.
Oh so. No, I got that to look forward to when I play it.
Oh yeah, you get to look at the house and be like, it's that one.
Do you think they're gonna use the same one in the sequel?
I will actually probably be upset if they did. I don't mind it in the first one, but I would be upset in the second one.
It's the same layout. You're just sitting here like you.
Yeah, I mean, all they did was reconnect the rooms in a different way.
Toggle for no reason. My bad.
Yeah, you actually did it.
Angry.
But yeah, I mean, just 483 people have viewed this asset in the past week.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. And 91 pounds. And
that's not bad. They've definitely made a decent amount of money.
Oh, they've made a good amount of money with how many people have done it. And I'm sure there's a lot of, with respect, some less good horror games out there that probably use this asset that I've just probably never heard of because they're not really that great.
I mean, also, it's very accessible. If it's only like $100 and you're building a game, you don't know how to build the asset from scratch, and it's completely modular for you to mess around with.
Yeah,
that is extremely just accessible for a lot of people.
And you figure even if you only offer like $5-10 for the game, you just have to sell a couple copies of that, and you've already bought the map back. Let alone if hundreds or thousands of people play it. So it's a very easy expense, and then if you make the rest of your assets or use a couple other cheap assets, and it's like it's GG. I mean, it looks like the pack even comes with alternative versions of the furnishings, and you can actually get the components of the house itself broken down, so you can actually create extra doors and extra windows and extra beds and all that stuff.
You always see the same thing.
Yep. I think I just heard I just got jump scared for a moment there because I think my like a little robot vacuum is doing things, and I think it slammed into something. So I just heard a sudden loud noise downstairs, and I was like, oh god. And then I'm like, oh no, we have
it's beginning.
Yeah, I'm like, the haunting is coming here, but I'm like, no, okay, that's just my little friend. But yes, this tangent aside of tracking down this house because it's so connected to so many horror games. Yeah, creatures, yeah.
Yep. Well, it's funny, we ended up almost at the same place we did when we were talking about slashers, where it's just like there's not as much utility, where it's like, yes, creatures get used for the but not really.
You cut out a bit
Not
there.
really. Oh, you're all good. It's kind of the same like when we were talking about slashers. Creatures get used more these days, but not really unique ways.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of like, oh yeah, here, there's a vampire in the basement. Don't let it in. Like, the Babadook was great. I do love that movie.
I think.
And that one was phenomenal in the way it was done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Again, what's the Babadook? You don't fucking know. It became a gay icon for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. It did.
Like, there's nothing. You do not understand what that thing is. Everything that the Babadook is up for an interpretation through that film. Great, but a lot of creature features just want to be like, oh, there's a vampire, might be a possession. There's a poltergeist. There's that over there. We don't know what that is. We call him Steve. He just stares at you.
True.
And
Quick interjection. No, it is not the same house. I found the other house that's in House Party. It's HQ Residential House is the one that was used, and I remember that being a meme. I remember that being a meme. Yes, I remember it being. I had to mention it because if someone's listening and they know it's HQ Residential House, I need to be like, I found it. It's not the same house. And I remember. Yeah, stop typing. Erase the comment. I understand. I remember it also because there was a lot of people memeing in the horror community when they would play a horror game that was using HQ Residential House. So they'd be like, oh, it's HQ Residential House. I'm like, right. It's not the same place, but it's just, I think my brain was just like, they're both modern houses. Like, that's just whatever. But anyway.
I don't pay attention to the house assets. I can tell you the same goddamn spaghetti and meatball assets as you single goddamn game. And a pizza box as well and cheeseburgers. I can tell you those.
Yeah, no. This one's called the Ghost Watcher's house is called Atmosfearic House Modular, and then the other one's called HQ Residential. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I didn't know we had a house that was used in a lot of games.
So we have two houses that are used in a lot of games, and they're both about the same price. HQ Residential was like $80 or something like that. I think I saw, but yeah, we are running into that same kind of issue of the uniqueness of them being used. I think it's because, like, in game format there's a lot of, when they do something interesting with a creature, this is, I guess, partly probably down to the fact that a lot of horror games are made by, like, you know, amateur developers, and they're still trying to figure out a lot of stuff with making games, but they just end up being roaming enemies rather than having like anything interesting. Like, it's a lot different when you actually make like a curated experience, and that's where, like, I will give props to something like Poppy's Playtime, because they don't make those enemies in that roaming enemies. You're not just sitting there watching an AI walk back and forth and you walk in front of it and then it goes and chases you. Like, they're all scripted specific interactions that gives a certain amount of personality to the actual creatures, which I think a lot of horror games and a lot of horror media kind of lacks, because they don't actually give that individualized experience to the creature, and they just boil it down to just chase sequences and jump scares.
And the chase music always gets so fucking repetitive and annoying.
Yeah. And then the person trips like 3 times. But I think that's what it is. It just, they boil it down to a lot of creature stuff, I think, to just like the adrenaline, I think, is how you can look at it. Like, whether it's a movie or a show or a game, it's just like, we're just trying to get your blood pumping. And I'm like, I don't always want my blood to be pumping. I just sometimes want to be uncomfortable. I want that chill down my spine. And instead you're just like chase sequence simulator, like Outlast 2. It's just you're being chased the entire time, and it's like,
and the second half of Outlast, the middle part of Outlast 1.
Yeah, when you're just
like,
getting chased down
the
by
sewer section, when you're activating everything.
Mm-hmm.
When, like, walkers roaming the sewer, or dudes in the electrical grate where you're trying to power everything on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I think there's definitely very different takes on what a priority is with horror, and that's a beautiful thing in one hand, but I don't usually appreciate when people just go for like the adrenaline high. Like, I wanna be unnerved. I feel like the reason I'm there for horror is I am there for something to be creepy. I'm there turning off that game, turning off that show, turning off that movie, and going, "Ugh, that mirror I walked by, like what if it's in the mirror?" Like that's such an
Yep.
appealing sense to me. If it's just like I'm being chased, it's like, well, I'm not actively being chased in the real life, so I'm not bothered by this thing. But if you make something that's just like, "Ooh, what if that was me?" Then it's like then it's a lot more
You
horrifying. So,
need those moments of calm. You need those
hmm
breaks. You need to have that happen. Well, like, you don't need to, right? I guess like you and I are very similar in what we look for in horror. Just
hmm
we have our different tastes.
yeah,
Like so many times, like and not just in horror in general. They just want constant, 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 constant. Something needs to be going. Like the way a perfect example is the way you edit a YouTube video these days.
yes, oh,
Changes. It's gone from like, hey, there's these long pauses of uninterrupted gameplay. No, it's if I'm not talking, I've cut that. I've cut to the next part where I'm talking.
yeah,
And like I understand like why people feel they have to do that. I will usually turn a video off. Like when I edit my videos, I get very I I don't like to cut out a lot of stuff. I know it's necessary because dead air sometimes is very off-putting.
yeah,
I guess if there's that, so if there's a long stint of off like dead air, or there's really just me not really saying anything relevant, that's what I cut. But there are some people who literally it's just like cut, 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 cut. Even if you're doing a highlight reel,
yeah,
that's annoying.
yeah. Yeah, it's a definitely an issue. I think I wonder if that also just plays a huge part in the way a lot of people end up approaching like horror media and stuff like that. Is because that's also just how I guess we've progressed in like consuming media in general. Is that everything has to be so snappy and so to the point. Like I always feel weird when I upload like a YouTube video or something and it's just uninterrupted, an hour of gameplay from the stream because
Mhm.
it's like, damn, there is definitely going to be that audience who's going to find that first bit of something not happening and they go, yep, all right, I'm good. And then they leave the video. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't like that need to go right from the next blood curdling, action pumping, everything's crazy moment. Like, it's too much. Like I'm not gonna name names, but there is a creator that I used to watch a lot that just ended up being like Edit City. Every single thing has a sound effect. Everything has a zoom in. If there's not something happening, it zooms into their camera. There's like post editing bits that are thrown in, and I'm just like, man, it's just exhausting. I don't know. And it's not something I've ever enjoyed either. It's not even like a you're getting old moment. Like even as a kid, I didn't enjoy that.
No.
I always liked being able to sit down and enjoy something and go at the pace of whatever it is. Like if it was a movie, I just want to see everything play out, all the cogs play out. If it was a YouTube video, I wanted to sit there and be quote unquote in the room with the let's player and be like a situation where I'm sitting there watching a homie play a game rather than it be cut, 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 cut. It's so inorganic to me. Um,
Mhm.
and it's the same with a horror situation. Like it's not going to just be all action.
No, because if you just keep going, if you have too much of something, it just gets stale.
Yeah,
So if you have nothing but like, oh my god, what the then it's just like, oh, cool, I'm screaming again
I
after
think
like the 15th minute. It's just like,
I think I think there's a line that you cross in horror where once it becomes too choppy, you're kind of in the territory of action at that point. Like it's
yeah,
action with like an element of horror because if it's constantly chases, if it's constantly shooting, if it's constantly things dying and everything happening, it's like you're just watching like a glorified dark toned action movie after a point.
yeah, that's how I feel about Outlast Trials. Like the game's fun,
Yeah.
and it's good to play with friends, but it's like it's not a horror game.
No.
That is not in any way. It took everything from Outlast 2 and was like, this is what we're sticking with.
Yeah.
And it's like, fine. It's not horror. It's grotesque in a lot of, like, its delivery and what it does. But it is nonstop. Like,
Yeah.
you are getting chased throughout that entire thing. You're throwing a brick or a bottle at someone's freaking dome, and you're running away. You're bashing down doors. And, like, that's good here and there. Like, again, very fun with friends. But when you go into, like, actual horror, having those breaks of, like, okay, I'm scared, or, like, just the, like, think about the feeling of if you are afraid of the dark. Like, I'm actually someone the dark. I'm actually terrified of it. I do not like being in a dark room. I cannot do it. Because my mind is so overactive, it starts to be like, oh, some shit's in here with probably because I've seen too many horror. But
You're just
the main
like
thing
that darkness in that corner. What if there's something in there? What if that's a thing in there? You know, it could be.
Exactly. Like, I think the feeling of, like, I think the best way to describe it is that feeling of when you need to go up the stairs to your bedroom or down the hall to your bedroom.
Yep.
Turn out the hallway light. That feeling is what you want
Yeah.
from horror. Because if you want that unease, you want that, like, I'm gonna turn out this light and I'm gonna fucking run because something could be behind me. There's nothing there 99% of the time. Don't look behind you, by the way. But you're still gonna feel that. If that is like a primal fear or something that you feel when you turn off your light to walk down the damn hall, which can only be like 10 feet to get to that door, and you're scared, that is horror.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
is the feeling that I want. Like, looking in mirrors, I think the one that gets... So the Grudge is... That gets me. Every single damn time. Shut up and I hate you. Specifically, there are certain scenes that live in my head, and so I take a shower, like, every day. Like, I enjoy, like, coming home, taking a shower, being done with work, and be like, okay, getting some comfy clothes. There's that scene, I can't remember if it's in the first or the second one, where her hand comes out of the back of her fucking head while
When she's showering, yeah.
And that scene fucked with me so bad. I did not want to step in the shower for, like, I was like, like, every time I, like, washed my hair, I was, is it there?
You were waiting for to touch a hand and be like, oh no.
And I'm just like, I can't. Or just like, or just seeing the hair creeping out of the corner of the top of the bedroom. Like, there's so many parts in that movie that are just terrifying. Or if you go to the third, where they're just sitting in the hallway, and she goes up, reaches through the girl's hoodie, grabs her head, and just pulls her through the floor.
Yeah.
No sound, no noise, just grabs the bitch. Like, okay.
Yep.
What? Like, that is, like, the feeling of, like, what, to me, a horror movie or horror experience, I should say just experience, talk about it should be.
I think
It's like,
shit. I don't know if we talked about it. I don't know if we talked about last podcast, or I'm mixing up conversations I've had. But I've talked about little short films that I used to do back in high school and early college.
that was last time.
Okay. There was one time, I don't know if this is what we talked about last time, but where we had a shot that was literally just, it swapped to the person, something was standing behind them, and then it cut away from a shot and cut back, and it wasn't there anymore. And that was such an effective moment. It was like no one acknowledged it, but it's just like that moment of like, oh, there's something there, but now it's not. And it's so funny. Tangent. While we're talking about this conversation, I think the robot caught a charger or a cable or something. So I keep hearing something being dragged downstairs, and the first time it happened, it actually fucking startled me because I was like, "What is that?" And then, like, I think it caught my phone charger again and is dragging it along the floor. So that's cool.
That's great.
So I'm gonna find it probably in a random room downstairs. But like, yeah, it's just like it's such a visceral feeling that you need to have. To me, that's what attracted me to horror in the first place, was getting as close to that morbid curiosity, primal fear kind of feeling, that part that awakens that primal part of you that's scared to fucking die. Like that's the part that's like so interesting to me. And when you just make it like a chase sequence, like yes, there's a fear and there's an appeal to being chased. Like don't get me wrong, the sound of something walking up behind you and you don't know what the hell it is horrifying. But when it's just non-stop, it's like, okay, man, there's a point when my brain's just like, we've been running for like 45 minutes now. I give up. Kill me. Like, we're just done. Just do it.
I can't do it anymore, man. I can't do it.
Just, like, you're clearly not going to stop. I don't have a means of dealing with you. Just fucking do it. It's like, you reach like a point of like mental and physical exhaustion. But if there's that point where you're like, you're so unsure of what it is, how to handle it, maybe you can make it out of it, that creates such a more horrific situation for you. That hope, that glimmer of hope that you have, that you might have a means of getting away from something, and the fact that like this thing is like preying on that is such a freaking cool idea.
Yeah,
it's sadly, in horror in general, is such a niche thing, I feel, because we're so coded to just get those quick thrills, which is just jump scares and creepy visceral imagery. But it's, oh my god, it's just fucking immediately I think of Terrifier, where it's just
yep.
kill after kill after kill after kill with no substance. It's just,
And I think that's the worst part about like when we talk about creatures, right? Is you could have that sense of unease if you do a creature feature right.
mm-hmm.
Because if the other thing is, if you don't describe the creature or say where it came from or do anything like that, kind of just put out into this world that like, this thing just exists,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna stick with people and be like, is that thing in my back fucking yard?
Mm-hmm.
And like now and then they're gonna hear like a twig snap, or they're gonna be walking around and something's like, oh, it's behind me.
Yeah.
You don't, like, creatures can be grounded more in reality, and it's so missed, especially with like legends, folklore, cryptids, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is already grounded so much in reality and tales that you can utilize that to keep it going, because you don't need to just be like, oh yes, the legend of the bug witch is terrible and terrifying, she's gonna eat your kidney. No, you just tell me bitch is crazy, she got a rabid dog, and the dog is coming for you.
Yep.
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Don't need to tell me why the dog is the way it is. Don't tell me why the witch is the way she is. They just are.
Yeah. I mean, flash all the way back to like our conversation like an hour ago. The conversation about marble hornets. So me being impressionable kid watching that was kind of creepy for me. I was like, damn, is this potentially real? And I remember distinctly finishing up a video and being like, wow, that was creepy. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my dog out. And it was nighttime, and that's normal. That's whatever. I go out there, you know, I see deer out there and their glowing eyes in the freaking nighttime, and that doesn't bother me. I'm like, whatever. It's nature. I know what's out here. But after having watched that video, I went out there, and I think probably, a deer or a skunk or something probably snapped a twig, and I snapped. My head was like, and I was like, I was wholly expecting to see the white of a man's head in a black suit just silhouetting in the freaking distance, and I was like, so scared of it. I like literally was like hurrying up my dog. I'm like, come on, piss, please, piss. Like, come on. Like, I was just like, I don't know what's out here. And I'm like, in reality, like the logical part of my brain was like, it's a fucking deer or something. We have deer in our backyard all day, every day. But it's like, there was still just that part though that was just like touched by that freaking horror stuff that I was like, ooh, but what if? And it's like, and sadly, there's not too many things that get me anymore with that. And I'm desensitized. Yes, I am. I can probably watch something absolutely horrific and just be like, that's cool. But like, there's less and less of media that even touches anywhere near the ballpark of affecting me. And it's
bouncing off of that one, because I got something very similar with like original Slender. with the original picture. So from the Something Awful forums, I think it's the one where it's all the kids walking away, and it's like the very first Slender picture.
Oh,
So,
like the photos of him that have him in the background of things.
So where I'm is like I grew up on an island very close to nature with a lot of hikes, and so I was going hiking with my buddy. I think I was in school, like 8th grade or something, and we're about to go into this hike that is into the woods, up a mountain, and we're just going with like our class, and he decides to show me that fucking picture and tell me the lore behind Slenderman like it's real. Didn't tell me it was a joke, didn't tell me anything, and was just like, so yeah, have you heard about this thing right here? And I was, what is that? And it was, of course, like the video, the photos doctored, but my dumb ass. And I'm like shitting bricks. I'm like, about to go fucking hiking, and you want to tell me this now?
Yeah, right?
So it's just one of those things where it's like, I was terrified for like the next month.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's also a thing too, is, of that time too, is like the idea of like something being doctored wasn't immediately in our heads. Because like nowadays it's so easy to just do that. You can make something look believable in like 5 seconds, and half of it can be done by AI. But like back then it was like you needed to have like a PhD in like Photoshop to do something actually genuinely like convincing.
There weren't all these hotkeys and tools and tablets.
Yeah, so when
your
someone did
pens.
something uncanny and convincing, like just the simplicity of putting something in an image and adding the same filter to it that exists in the rest of the image was enough to be like, is this legit? Like, I don't know, man. Like I have no reason to doubt this. Like, and so like, yeah, those Slender images were great because they were literally just him just stitched into the background of otherwise believable pictures. Like, it wasn't like they were just like zooming into Slender or something. It was like you're looking at a picture of 4 friends like arms over each other, like, oh, we're friends, but then like in the background there's just a tall ass man in a suit just like standing there, and you're like, you could totally miss it. And like that was like such a gem of an area, and it's so unnerving. And like maybe that's also why it really might be part of it too, of why like shit just isn't the same too, is it's so much harder to be believable, I think, at this point. But yeah, I don't know, we can't live in the fantasy as hard.
I mean, I guess it's that, but also it's like there's still like the means to doctor something very well. Just everyone tries. I feel like the one thing that is lost in a lot of like the media, like the not so much like the games or anything, but like the pictures, or like when someone does like photos or anything like that, is they try to make it so pristine. They try to make it so in your face. They try to make it so like, hey, this is spooky. I'm like, I mean, sure, whatever. If they would put that thing like off center, give it some grain, and just easily doctor it with just some few things, it's so much worse, and it's just going to be unsettling. But everyone thinks everything just needs to be clean these days, and that's not true. The grit, the grunginess of it, grimy, disgusting, like that feels real. That feels visceral.
Did I show you this is of course off the beat of creature stuff, but did I show you the video that's called like the tour of my house or whatever, in its Japanese traditional home?
Yes, and it's like all destroyed, right?
It gradually kind of gets worse as you go through, and the person keeps looping and saying the same thing, where they're like, this is my house, this is my grandma's room, and this is where my grandpa's room is, and it just keeps looping that over and over again. But it's kind of filmed like found footage, and it was posted by somebody who just dropped it on a YouTube channel with no context and no other videos. They just dropped that, and it was like such a cool thing. And that's a little bit more recent of it too. I think it's like still like 2017 or something, but like it's more recent-ish. And that one's kind of, again, it falls into that uncanny Slender territory where you're like, this is weird, like, especially because it's dropped by just like an account that just dropped the video. Like, they're not trying to promote it, they're not putting it on Twitter, they're not doing anything, it just exists. and it's so fucking creepy. I still watch that video occasionally, and I'm just like, ugh, like it's just, I'm waiting for the moment that I rewatch it and I see something in the darkness that I didn't see before, and I'm just like, there's something in this video that's just like that I shouldn't see, but I'm gonna find it.
I'm definitely gonna say that if you want more stuff like that, there are still things being uploaded like that. However, again, they're just on channels that no one knows.
Mm-hmm.
So go check out Nightmind, because he's still putting up videos like every week or at least once a month
Things that he
of
finds.
just new ARGs. Well, he has this whole site called the Nightmind Index that his community posts like ARGs they find.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's been like a big part of that community for a very long time. Still posting all these. Will definitely say, like, if you want more of that, I love it, and I'm consistently watching it to see what's going on. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Hey, it's my brain. My brain broke. Brain gone.
You have a brain? How does that feel?
Liquid. Like the liquid in my head. The voices in my head again.
Demons!
Demons! We're back. Demons raise his fist. Oh my god. It's freaking.
The demons in my head.
It's. I need more creepy creature stuff, man. I don't know, man. Give me cryptids. I need a shirt that just says give me. Holy fucking words. I need a shirt that says give me cryptids on it.
In what way?
Yes.
Exactly.
I do think, though, that we're nearing the end of this episode, because I think almost any other input that I have at this point is just like, damn, I want more of it, and I don't have it, and I like XYZ, and then it's just gonna tangent into something else.
I think my last like piece I'd want to add is I want to see more like funny.
I just hear a meow.
Yeah, my cat got locked in, and now it wants to leave.
I was like taking a sip of my drink, and I just hear. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he's not happy right now. Let me let him out. 1 second.
You're good.
I'm gonna fall asleep probably.
Goopy slime. Oh, that's so cute. I actually didn't know that happened. I love that. Dude, I need to get something like that for my model. My 2.0. Oh my god, he's back. Oh. We're not? That's crazy. But yes, everyone, while they're coming back from escorting Cat, yeah, it's a thing that we definitely need. So if any of you guys out there are, game devs, movie makers, whatever you are, please give me monsters. Give me more cryptids. Give me more monsters. Give me more witches that are active and they don't just go, I curse you because you stepped on my land. Like, give me an actual witch that's oppressive as hell, doing lots of cool stuff. Curses people, haunts people, all that stuff would be really, really cool.
Be really fun.
The Fey realm stuff that we talked about, that would be sick too. Going into the ghosts and the spookiness, not the ghosts, just like the Fey, the different creatures that you can have.
Just Fey in general have so many different legends, creatures. There's so much you can use just in.
Yeah, and even the weird stuff like, again, Pan's Labyrinth. It's all Fey stuff, it having like they're literally just a dude that's at the fucking dinner table and he doesn't bother you unless you take something from the table, and it's like, damn, that's cool. Like, there's a lot
greedy.
Don't be greedy is a lesson there. Like that's cool things. Not everything needs to be, a 27-year-old curse that exists in a house from a family that got murdered in the building. Like, you can just have something that's literally just like, yeah, you don't mess with it don't mess with you. Like, it don't have to be something that's like crazy like that, or possession or whatever. Like, it just demons raising fist. My god. But as always, that was a good talk, and it tangented a bit into finding out houses that are in video games. But you know, I think it's a valuable research that's very important. And if anyone's here for our yapping, they're here for the tangents too.
Mm-hmm.
Next episode will be mascot horror. So we'll be talking about the amazing worlds of, you know, FNAF and you know, Bendy and the Ink Machine and all those kind of mascot leading things. There's even a couple movies out there that exist which are actually less frequent than the games, but there are some instances of that, which some of which are very on brand with FNAF. But we'll be discussing that. Is it overrated? Is it not? Which is a really exciting topic, which I think will actually.
I love it. The answer is yes.
I think. I think this will be the episode though where we have a lot. We might actually have some more contention between our takes on it. I think, which is actually exciting for me. Because I think so far we've been very like, yeah, yep, I agree. That sucks. That's overused. That's whatever. I think I'm gonna have very different takes when it comes to mascot horror, but I think that's actually kind of the fun of it. So it's gonna be cool talking about that. Because I have a very big love-hate relationship with mascot horror.
Oh yeah.
And so that'll definitely be fun to discuss compared to everything else where I'm just like, I like slashers. I like creatures. It's like, I love and hate mascot horror. So this is going to be a fun one. And then after that, we have 2 more episodes from that point onward, which I'm going to be hush-hush on that one because we're not there yet. I'll give a little teaser at the end of the mascot horror episode. But, and then the last
we got
one.
some fun stuff planned.
Yes. And the last one will drop on Halloween. So that's going to be a fun one. So we gotta have a nice Halloween special for that one, of course. But I thank you everybody who was listening, everyone who chilled with us. It was a good time. As always, you can find my own and Ciaran's information down below as well. So you can find any of our other projects and streams and whatever else on other platforms. So I definitely appreciate it, and I appreciate the cute little goopy one here for wobbling and being cute, and that every time you do that, every time you look at me like that, like doesn't matter what I'm saying or doing, I'm almost like moments away from losing my train of thought because it's so freaking cute to watch you turn like that. Like just I'm gonna eat you, as some of the people in my community say all the time. I'm gonna eat you. Like, so freaking cute. But thank you again. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.